Just a few thoughts about Part 17 of the Confederacy. The Confederate States of America were still involved in conscription, raising an army, and can you imagine raising an army where the people in that army refused to serve under commanders from another state? Well, that's one of the problems that the Confederacy was confronting when they were trying to conscript people from different parts of the South, and you had the militias. And two, back then, if someone was dissatisfied, they'd just up and go home. And they had to adopt a harsh measure to make sure that this didn't occur as often as it was occurring. That's why in the Confederate Army, if you were tried for desertion, and I'm sure that a lot of absent without leave cases were considered desertion, they would have a military trial, and more than likely, if you were found guilty, you were put before a firing squad and executed. And this had a chilling effect, and I'm sure that they used this not sparingly, but quite often, to make sure that once someone was conscripted, they stayed until their service was completed. And the speculators were still operating in the Confederacy, especially in grain. They would store the grain until the price rose, and they would sell this grain to the army, and a lot of times it had been stored for so long that it was spoiled, which meant the military was getting inferior quality goods, which we had spoken of in one of the other commentaries on the parts of the Confederacy. So, involved in a civil war, speculators still at work, trying to raise an army, with the army saying, well, I won't serve with this person because they're not from this state. And you keep thinking that these people who were in charge of the Confederacy would have had to been great managers just to maintain the status quo as long as they did. Continues to be a fascinating subject when you study the politics of the Civil War. Well, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.